Good morning, Mason gang. How are ye today? Hope you guys are good. Today, I'm just kind of living life, working hard, enjoying landscaping, building a company slowly but surely. Gonna try to crank out a quick job. Got some hostas, got some rock, got some sprawling junipers, and yeah, we'll get those installed quick. And I guess over in the shed, we got some guys ready to get mowing. And we also have a guy putting some new blades on. Yeah, you can see Brian. Wow, that's scary. They'll be changing the blades. This is Charlie. That's Drew's brother. So it's pretty exciting. We're excited about Charlie. Brian will be teaching him how to change the blades, and we'll see Brian later today. Bye, Brian. Have a good day, Charlie. Doing landscaping, I'm starting to realize small jobs, they stink. This is not me complaining, but we left our huge project that we've been working on for a couple weeks just to make a client happy for a little $3,000 job. And it's kind of a nuisance because you have to shut down one work site to bring a tractor over for this little job. It takes a lot of my time to do a small job. Like, I have to show up, I have to explain the job, have to get materials, have to meet with that client, have to talk to the client during the job, and then we're in and out in a half a day. It was just a lot of wasted time for the money. So, not complaining. Lucky to have work, but definitely are gonna need to start capping at certain size jobs soon. This is a mulch store in Shakopee, Minnesota, Jordan, I guess. This is where we get like a lot of our 50-50 dirt. So our 50-50 dirt is like a combo of, geez, that was way more than 3 yards, guy. 50-50 is a mix of compost, soil, sand, clay. It is very, very nutrient dense. It's our loamy, very organic material for seeding. For grass seed, A+. Especially if the soil that you're working on and you're planting grass seed on is lacking nutrients, like it's full of clay, or it's way too sandy or whatever it might be. Adding 50-50 to it, just a top layer, and then tilling it in. So the crazy thing, for little jobs like this, sometimes people will request a couple of boulders. I can't say request, I guess. And that means we have to hand pick it. This lovely man will help us out, and I pick them out, he forks them up, he measures them, weighs them, and we pay for them. So I gotta find one more. It's kind of a hassle because I think it's right back there. We have to unstack all of these to get what we want. So I know that kind of made it sound like I hate on small jobs. I really don't. It's just a matter of I don't do a good job of pricing them in a way that it makes sense for us to do them. So I always think to myself like, oh, small job, whether it's small or big, you know, we'll just price it at our normal rate of $60 an hour. But we make significantly more if we're at a big job site and we just keep going back there day after day after day for 60 bucks an hour versus a job like this where I still charge 60 bucks an hour and we have to go get a whole bunch of materials. Obviously we charge for delivery, but I mean, it's a lot of work getting this here, getting the tiller here, getting more guys here with equipment, using stuff like trucks and whatever else. So like, I need to do a better job of taking that into account so we actually make decent margins, because in all reality, our margins should be smaller on the big jobs, but they're also less of a hassle, so less admin work, less fees on the back end. And then our small jobs, our margins should be much bigger because frankly, they're more of a hassle to get done. So we're here at one job site. You can see Drew, he's actually just spreading out all this loamy soil. So this is that 50-50 that I told you about. And what we're doing is there's not much nutrients in here, so grass doesn't grow. So he's spreading it out, and Brian's coming in and he's tilling it into the earth. So we're keeping the natural earth that's here, but we're mixing in some organic material so it kind of blends in a little better. And then in the front, we're actually just doing a little new landscaping. Just adding some boulders, adding some plants, adding some new rock. Pretty simplistic stuff, but it'll be looking nice because before these were just beds of weeds. I have had to make so many runs. One load for dirt, a second load for dirt and boulders, a third load for, well, some plants. I mean, I'm not going to my normal supplier because it's not worth me driving 35 minutes to get like 10 plants. So I'm here at a place that I don't know, which takes me longer to pick out plants. On top of that, the product isn't quite as good. And thirdly, it costs way more money. So our margins decrease again. Jeez, those are looking a little shabby. And you know what? I'm not a plant guy, so maybe all these are bloomed and they're supposed to look like that. This is crazy. They clearly have a lot of iron in their water here. I can't believe they would choose to still use this water. Look at that. You can just clean that off. That's nuts. And they have their whole nursery getting watered with that. That's why everything's so brown. This is a new product that we didn't know about that we will be installing in a putting green. This stuff goes under your putting green and acts as a pad. So number one, it kind of gets rid of some of the mistakes you make in the base, and it also acts as a pad. So if you chip it, we'll be adding a tee box where you can hit shots onto the putting green. So we want to make sure we have that so you can't see divots in the putting green, which is super exciting because we didn't know that was even a thing until yesterday. So just slowly doing everything a little better and a little better over here at Three Timbers as we learn. So even though it was a small project and honestly kind of a nuisance, still looks pretty darn good. And I mean, like I said, I don't think we'll keep doing a lot of small projects like this, mainly because just everything becomes annoying. Honestly, this is probably the most frustrated I've been for like the last month because jobs just get messy when you have to just get everything there for 8 hours and then get everything out. But with that in mind, you can see we redid that bed there, looking beautiful. Added a few boulders throughout, added some river rock, hostas, junipers. Did the same thing over here. They kind of like the natural look. Junipers, hostas, rocks, you know, all the good stuff. You can see that we graded everything out. We added dirt. Once again, these cedars, very acidic. They're making the ground pretty tough to grow things. So we had to add a bunch of loamy soil through here. Make it look nice. Usually we'd add erosion blankets, but this is so flat and there's so much tree cover that really don't have to worry about it, we don't think. So we'll be going with just plain natural seeding. So in that time lapse, you just saw us bringing down putting turf, fringe turf, some pads for a putting green. You guys can see this whole process on the Three Timbers Services channel. This doesn't look like a lot of work, but this is about 30 inches higher than what it started as. And you can see like there's slopes all the way down this backside because all of this is gravel base and a whole lot of other different materials to make it nice and smooth, nice and perfect. Like, look at that. That's how high we raised it. If Drew, go stand there, right? Oh yeah. There he is. You see how high that is? That's crazy. So that wraps up the labor part of the day. And it is 6:30. And you know what? You're going to see Drew one more time tonight because we have an L10 that I want to tell all of you guys about. So I'm going to go shower. Drew's going to go shower. Oh my gosh. That's a relief because usually he just shows up to the co-working space dirty.
Bobby loves when I get his leather chairs covered in dust.
So we're going to go shower and we will see you guys in an hour. This is the end of the Three Timbers day. We've done the labor. Now we're doing the admin stuff. So we're here for a L10. So every single week we get together and we break down our rocks, which are really like our long-term goals. And we figure out what issues we had during the week. We figure out what to-dos we have. And we do it all right there. And so we can actually measure how each of us are doing every week. We can hold each other accountable, which is awesome. And it helps us make sure just our work week doesn't get away from us because we can kind of get tied up in the whole labor part. So we're going to do an L10. That's what you're going to see us doing as the video just fades off to nothing. So with that, thank you for watching all of us today as we just worked hard So, like always, love all of you. See you next time in the next episode of The Mason.